Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Guardian. And when this card came up after this Two of Arrows and Justice, the first thought that came to my mind is not only do I have to face my fears with despair, but I also have to face them blindly. Okay. You know, the world can be a cruel place. It can also be a great place. And it's how you face it every day. Okay. This Guardian, you know, he's challenging you. He's challenging you to understand your own darkness. And, you know, when you can look into the mirror and look into your own eyes, and then say, you know what? I'm moving forward. I don't need to be challenged by something that doesn't scare me. And, you know, when you do that, when you move past him and start moving into that cave behind him, you don't need a light to show you the way. You know the way. You know how to move past, you know, different obstacles, different barriers. And there's nothing that's going to stand in your way to get it. It's almost like you're this Queen of Stones, this bear, right? You're protecting your young. Okay, here you're protecting yourself from being exploited. You know, that's down here. You're enduring on your travels. Okay, you are also, you know that joyfully the universe is protecting you. You've got all the positive aspects going in your favor. Okay. Yeah, there's been an injustice going on. Maybe you don't feel like you're getting paid enough, or, you know, getting the attention that you need. You know, the one thing that always comes up to mind with that is, and it's kind of like that jealousy. If somebody else is getting that attention, to me it's like, yeah, let them grab the attention. Because I don't have to worry about being in that spotlight. I can continue doing my thing at work day by day by day by day. Okay. All I have to do is punch in, show up, put my nose to the grindstone, go do my lunch, come back from lunch, and be done with the day. Same thing in a relationship. Okay. I can punch in onto that relationship. I can be there for everything that they want me to be there for. You know, for love, for support. And I don't have to, I don't ask for anything in return. You know, same thing coming back, love and support. And it's equal, right? There's no injustice in that when everything's equal. It's when it becomes unequal that it becomes an issue. When there's too much going in on one side and not enough coming out on the other. And a lot of times in a relationship, when one person's not getting the attention, that's when, you know, they'll look for that attention. Okay, you're not going to give it to me. I'll not intentionally look for another, but yet at the same time, you know, they're going to be drawn to, you know, looking at, oh, they're laughing at my jokes, right? So, you have to do everything with an equilibrium to keep it balanced between black and white, light and dark, right? Right and left. And when you don't, and you start thinking about stuff, that's when the Guardian starts feeding off those fears. That's when the guardian says, you got to turn back. No, I don't. No, I'm good. I'm good. You know? But if you come up to him, you look him straight in the eyes, get out of my way, dude. You know? You gain that wisdom. You gain that courage. You gain that strength. He feels that. And he shudders. Okay? Maybe he loses a leg bone there or something like that. You know, he falls off to the side. You know, so there's much to be gained in confronting and mastering your own fear. You know, it's the same. It's learning that new obstacle, learning that new challenge that's in front of you. And I'll use a work situation. Okay. You don't know. You may not know everything that's going on at work. But if somebody, sits down and teaches you, one little aspect of it, that's fine, because now you know when you come in tomorrow, you can do that aspect, right? You might have to have some more training around stuff, but that's okay. Because now you're gaining that wisdom, you're gaining that courage, to take on new things, right? And you're confronting it. Don't be scared of it, Once you've realized the truth, okay, of your dark self, okay, the shadow side, let's call it that, the shadow side of yourself. Once you understand that shadow side, then you can begin again on your journey. And most of us, when we go on our path every day, we don't think about the shadow side. We think about, the light, just the day. Keeping the light bright. Well, there's an equilibrium there between the shadow and the light. I like to play a game every once in a while when I'm driving. And, that's to watch where, the shadow is on, let's say the rear view mirror, right? Where is it within my dash, right? Or on my seat, as I'm driving along. How is the shadow of my vehicle on the side of the road? Okay, or behind, or to on the other side of me. When you're walking down the street, where's your shadow? Is it underneath you? Is it in front of you? Is it behind you? It's always going to be there with you. When you can turn around and look at that shadow and look at it for what it is, it's a part of you. It knows the same thing that you know. Okay? It can't detach from you. And it takes on those challenges. It takes on those obstacles. Okay? The challenge is here. It's arrived. With it, it's an opportunity. How do you face that opportunity? Do you let it bypass you? Or do you take control of your fears, okay, and face those insecurities with courage? Face that opportunity to look this guy in the face and say, not today, dude. Okay? Because when you're able to look him in the face and move forward, you become stronger. You can become stronger from the experience. You become stronger from the obstacle, the challenge, and the opportunity, in this process of gaining wisdom and understanding. And that's, as we're walking through life, that's what it's about. It's about understanding the challenges, understanding, what those fears are, and continually moving forward. Sometimes it's going to be something really small. But other times you're going to look back at it and say, you know what? That was monumental in my development of my spiritual path as I'm moving forward. I faced that challenge. And to me, I try not to say the I all the time, because that's ego talking. And the ego can get you into trouble as well. Okay, but when you can take on that challenge in a egoless phase, right? Or an egoless way, and say, you know what? I had help along the way. I'm grateful for the fact that somebody was there to give me a hand. Okay, whether that's the universe, whether that's spirit, to help us along the way. It could be somebody physical too, just saying, hey, this is, training you how to do something. So you gain that wisdom, you gain that understanding, and you become stronger. To the point where you could just walk up, this dude jumps in front of you, you're just like, not today, dude. Ain't happening. Keep on walking. Get out of my way. I'm moving forward. I'm going to protect myself. Okay, I'm not going to be exploited. I've already addressed that. I'm going to continue moving on with the endurance. I'm going to continue understanding that, I'm being protected by the bear. I'm being protected by the universe. And, all the rumors and hearsay that's going on out there, I'm not getting involved in. It's none of my business. And I'm just going to keep moving along my path to do what I need to do. So maybe next time you come around, we can have a conversation. But right now, ain't happening. Out of my way. I'm moving on. So there you have it. That's the card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the Guardian. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Share with others. Give me a thumbs up. This is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, everybody.